And you just kind of make nice little patterns. Again, now this becomes kind of an abstract painting. You know, you're just putting things in that look good. And sometimes if the paint dictates where a shadow should be, because you already have a nice break going, light and dark, you might just do a little thing around that. And then plot it up, and it's a little shadow. You know, it's something else of interest that just happened. So, you know, just kind of watch what you're doing and take what it gives you. A lot of times these things kind of paint themselves after you get going. And again, you kind of exaggerate some things because you can.
Robert, was illustration your career?
I was an art director and illustrator for a number of years, and then I owned a graphic arts, computer graphics company for a lifetime. And that was kind of fun, you know, working with the customers and that, but it was all presentation graphics. There wasn't, you know, there wasn't any art to say, you know. And then I sold that company, and I loved antiques and stuff, so I went and became the manager of architectural antiques for a lot of years. So that was a lot of fun. I even got to be on TV a number of times. So it was that was. Huh?
Antique Roadshow?
No, that lady that does what was it? Something attic.
Rehab Attic.
Rehab Attic, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I was on that show a couple of times, and then there was a bathroom, kitchen remodel show that was on, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, you know, what the heck. Anyway, you can see kind of what I'm doing. I'm just kind of doing the basic layout and getting an idea where these things are. And again, knowing where the board, so there's a board coming right across here, so now I'll leave a space. And this is why it takes so long to do this. There's all these little things.
So how long have you been doing more of the fine art?
Oh, I've been doing that all my life. I was a fine arts major.
Okay.
I happen to be, I guess, one of the few people I know that actually majored in art and actually worked in art their whole life, you know. Although I did, yeah, I was in fine art, but I did commercial art my whole life, you know. And even with architectural antiques, I help people design things with the antiques. You know, you can create all different wonderful things. I love craftsmen. I like anything that somebody with talent can do. That's why I do the statuary, because you look at those things, and that piece of marble, it was a piece of marble for crying out loud, you know? And now it's a person, you know? Yeah. Same with watercolor, or any kind of painting. Here, this is a flat piece of substrate. And when you're done with it, it's not a flat piece of substrate. It's a three-dimensional picture. You've created something magical. You're a magician. You know, and it's wonderful. I mean, it really does. I learn so much every time I paint. I learn something new, and I find that amazing. Because, you know, so I'm over 30, and so, you know, you know, and all those little tricks you do when you're doing illustrations and all that, you know, you have to know some of these things. And you think, there isn't anything new. Well, every time you pick up a brush and you touch that, especially watercolor, that's what makes it exciting, and you learn something, and that's the rewarding part. You know, painting may not turn out. You know, I've got quite a few that have laying in limbo someplace. You know, but I'm sure the act of painting that I learned something that I wouldn't make that same judgment. You know, I won't call it a mistake. I don't think there are any mistakes. It's just a lack of judgment on something. You know, you don't really know what's going to happen.
It's a different direction.
It's a different direction. There. So, anyway, as you can see, I don't use a whole lot of paint so far. You know, but this is the underpainting, and this is if this goes right, then the whole painting's going to be a success. Because that's the stuff that you're actually looking at. All the colors on top are just kind of there to catch your eye. Whoop, whoop. But
Are you, yeah, you are. Doing very well there.
High school blind.
it's these brilliant colors I'm using. See that?
Come on. Gonna turn it off for a minute here.
Sure.
Do we have the bulb, Carol? We never know when these bulbs are gonna burn out on us.
It burns out slowly?
Well, I know, I thought they would just go off, and that would be it. Can't seem to turn this off or on.
Does it have to cool down?
Yeah, it probably does. Well, this hasn't been our evening, has it?
It's a good thing
Hasn't
he's
been
been
our
so
final-
patient for
Thanks
us,
for the
huh?
applause, though, and the standing. I'll take that.
Well, I don't know about you, but this is going a lot better than I thought it would go. I gotta tell you, when Lisa called or emailed me and said, invited me to do this, I emailed her back and said, are you kidding me? Are you sure you got the right person? And,
Afraid we don't.
What?
It's that
Okay.
kind of light bulb, it's like that one.
Oh, no. Well, I'm just waiting for it to cool down so I can turn it on again. And
Robert,
yes,
we paint because we have to. It's a passion inside us. But I'm just curious, you're starting to become a name, a familiar name. When did you get your first award?
when?
Has it been within the last few years, or has it been?
Oh, well, I started entering contests about 4 years ago, and I won.
Pretty quick?
Yeah, I won the first one I went into. On the state fair. Oh, it's attacking. Back in the 70s, when the fine art was underneath the grandstand.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I won that. And then I got transferred. I was working for a company. I got transferred away, so I never entered again.
Yeah, okay.
So I got a good batting average at the state fair. You know?
So have you always just painted in your free time then? Is it just?
Yeah.
When did you decide to enter? Or?
Yeah. Well, when I was doing, I had the graphic arts company. I was so tired and so basically fed up with art. By the time I get home, I didn't want to see anything. So there was like 10 years there that I do, you know, one or two. If I had to have a gift for somebody without a, you know, a watercolor or something like that for a wedding present. And, but I didn't really do a lot. And then when I sold the company, then I started painting again. And then at Architectural Antiques, I got my juices going again because I was in an element that I loved, you know, the antiques and that, and helping people, and some of the people that came in, you know, became friends, you know, and it was really kind of a nice thing. And so then I had my mindset was better to paint, actually, you know, and then I retired from that, and then I started painting for good, and the rest is history. But cerulean blue is a great color to drop in some of these shadows too. It's a light color. It's permanent, so you gotta kind of watch out.
Did you say cerulean?
Cerulean.
Would you explain, I'm kind of a newbie to watercolor, would you explain permanent colors as opposed to non-permanent colors?
Well, when you get Winsor Newton, they don't have a permanency on the tube, and cerulean is a color that's more permanent. You can paint that over colors, and it'll show up. So.
Is it the staining quality of it? Or?
No, it's just the pigment is much brighter. It's
usually opaque, isn't it?
It's basically opaque, yeah. It's a transparent watercolor, but it's more opaque. But I don't know that it has any white in it. I don't think it has any white in it. So it's just the pigment itself is more solid, and so you can do washes. You know, if you need to brighten up something, like on this roof, if I get in the shadow area there when I get done, I might have a dark shadow, and if I want to brighten that up, you know, with a little reflect, I take some cerulean and put it on there, and it'll sit on the top, but it'll still, I'll put it on thin enough that you can still see through it, and it'll just liven it up.
Sure. So,
but you can do it thick, and you can paint your name with it. You can do anything. You know, it's a bright color. Alizarin crimson is a strong color. There's strong colors and weak colors, I think, is a better way of doing it. And so the phthalo blue is a great color, but unless you're doing a sky, you just use a little bit of it, kind of as an accent. I'll drop it in and let it do its thing with whatever color's there, and you end up with some really nice colors. So anyway, it really looks different up on the screen. Let's see here.
I'd rather take a warning and get a light bulb.
There we go.
Lost it again? Okay. Well, let's see.
I don't even know if it's something, I don't know what that is.
Well, that Toshiba is still pretty strong.
Yeah, it is. But there's no signal. Okay, I'll try one more thing here. We've had a flickering all night. That I've noticed anyway. I have no idea why.
I broke it.
So I don't know if it's the bulb. Thank goodness. Yeah, you might- Now, you're gonna have to dry that real good before you put red on it, aren't you?
Oh, it's just drying. This stuff dries pretty fast here.
Do you have that figure masked out? Do you have that figure masked?
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay, I didn't know if you had.
If anyone is interested in those sharp brushes, I have a contact. They're from out of Georgia, and I sell them, so if you...
You do?
Yeah, so
Give us your name and number.
Carol Spohn, S-P-O-H-N. And my website is just carolspohn.com. It's really creative, O-H-N. Spohn.com. And my phone number is 651-783-2999.
And your website again is carolspohn.com.
Yep, real creative.
When I edit this,
A really nice group of people. It's a company, a family business. It's really nice.
when I edit this film, I'll edit that out.
Yeah.
You don't want everybody knowing your phone number.
I want the marketing in there.
Oh, you want it in there?
I could care less.
Okay.
I could care less.
I think when you're doing the final washes, remember the lay of the land. Don't do in the roof like here straight down, because there isn't anything that would do that in nature. It would follow the roof. The same with the building here down. A shadow can go sideways and an angle.
Can't
but-
see it.
Yeah,
That's a good point to make.
yeah, it's kind of an important thing for believability. It's always good to have little crevices and things like that. It's like I said, this barn fell down on its own accord within a year of
On top of the MG.
No, this wasn't the barn for that.
Yeah, are you looking at a reference photo at all?
Here, no. No, not at this point. That's why I said I've drawn this thing so many times that it's in my head what I want to do, and then I'll just make up the rest. So, you know. I mean, when it comes right down to it, only you know what the thing looks like, you know, when you're painting it. So, you know, put whatever you want down there. It just depends on how detail oriented you want to be. And
when you were in the transparent watercolor show, did you go there? Did you go see the show?
oh yeah, yeah, it was a very, very, very nice show. And again, I'm just doing this, trying to remember that there's, you know, rafters and that going across. And it just kind of makes it a little more interesting than a big rectangle.
Have you taken workshops from any watercolor?
No,
I think so.
I haven't. That doesn't mean I probably don't need to, but I haven't, no. Okay, so basically I'm just doing shapes in here. It could be anything, you know, boards falling. This is my abstract.
This is your negative space painting.
That's right.
Well, you got that border a little bit wrong. It's okay.
Robert, we have about 5 more minutes, so however you want to do it.
Well, I
Give or take.
wish I could have gotten more done here for you, but
Can you get to the red?
didn't even get to the dang red.
You know, I like to, for the members to see that, 'cause I'm just picturing it in my mind, it's gonna be great.
Well, I'll take a picture of it and
Yeah, put it on the website.
send it. But here I kind of, there. If you go back and keep layering and you add a little more dark, it keeps sending things back, and you're not doing it all in one foul swoop. It gives, it looks better here. You know, it gives it the depth that it needs.
So what other colors will you use before you put the red on?
Well, there's going to be a little of this violet color in there because it's a cool color. I might even throw, there will be a little of this cerulean blue in there. There will be a little alizarin crimson, just, you know, maybe underneath the barn door there, and some of these other places, you know, drag it down. Because there will be some place where the paint actually stuck and it stayed, where it wasn't getting hit by rain all the time, because that's what washes it off. Kind of wanted to.
We are going to enter the state fair. Yeah, I mean, it's for nothing.
Yeah, it's free.
You got a lot of painting these days.
The more watercolors are entered, the more you'll see there, because they,
Yeah. Photography has got a nail on it, I
Yeah,
tell you.
yeah, because they do a percentage.
Yeah, I know, 20%.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's when I judged it, yeah, 20%.
How many percentage of acrylics?
Everything's all the same.
Well, the acrylics, there's a bigger category, so 20% of 1,000 is going to be better, bigger than 20% of 300.
Okay, so it's a percentage of the total number that enter.
And it's-
Each category?
Yes,
So there's a percentage for each
Yes.
category? Okay.
yes. And it's very easy to enter
Oh, yeah.
online.
Oh, yeah.
You could,
It's very easy.
It's free.
Yeah, that's free.
and it's free.
Thank goodness. What do you got to lose?
And the deadline's July 9th,
Yeah, so there's time.
in the middle of the afternoon. Not
Yeah.
midnight.
No, yeah, it's like 4 o'clock.
It's usually 4.
I would like to see more watercolors.
I'm just dropping this shadow in just so you kind of get an idea. So.
Yeah.
And the shadow is